There is something almost subversive in watching a young midfielder turn his back on the polished allure of AC Milan and the calculated intensity of Atletico de Madrid to embrace the wind, the noise, and the raw devotion of Wearside. In 2026, Sunderland A.F.C. has become more than a competitive project. It is a place where conviction outweighs reputation. Within the ecosystem shaped by Régis Lebris, players are not drawn by trophy cabinets, but by the promise of becoming something essential. What is unfolding in the red and white fortress is not recruitment, it is alignment. A collective belief so grounded that even the weight of Europe's elite fails to shift it. This is where identity has begun to matter again, where a player does not measure his path by the brightness of the spotlight, but by the depth of his impact. And in that environment, a new symbol has emerged, not as a fleeting figure, but as a statement that this club no longer bends to external gravity. Within this sanctuary in the northeast, the tactical framework built by Régis Lebris has reshaped expectations. The system does not demand brilliance in flashes, it demands consistency of influence. The midfield, once a transitional space, now operates as a living mechanism of control, where defensive anticipation carries as much value as attacking incision. The player at its core embodies a rare duality. He extinguishes danger before it develops, and then steps forward with the composure of someone already anticipating the outcome. His defensive coverage stretches wide, closing spaces before they appear, while his forward runs arrive not as gambles, but as calculated incursions. What makes this transformation remarkable is not only the execution, but the context. There were no global headlines to announce it, no grand unveiling to frame it. It was built on the training ground, through repetition, through trust. The result is a midfielder who feels less like a component and more like a structural necessity, someone the system cannot afford to rotate out. At the centre of this evolution stands Habib Diara, a name now carrying the rhythm of the team itself. 16 matches into the season, as recorded at the Stadium of Light, he has delivered 3 goals and 1 assist, numbers that only hint at his true influence. When approaches arrived from Atletico de Madrid and AC Milan, they were not met with hesitation, but with refusal. Not out of defiance, but clarity. Diara has positioned himself as the modern midfield sentinel, disrupting with precision and arriving in the final third with purpose rather than impulse. His performances have not been loud, but they have been undeniable, each one reinforcing the idea that his development is not a prelude to departure, but a commitment to continuity. There is a deeper consequence to this kind of permanence. A contract running until 2030 is not just a legal detail, it is a statement, one that echoes through the dressing room and resonates with every opponent preparing to face this side. It signals that Sunderland is no longer a stepping stone. It is a destination for those who see growth as something to be built, not borrowed. The presence of a player like Diara stabilises more than the midfield, it stabilises belief. Teammates operate with the confidence that the core remains intact, while opponents are forced to confront a structure that does not fracture under pressure. The idea of an overwhelming offer always exists in modern football, but here it feels distant, almost irrelevant, because what is being built is not easily priced. It is layered, patient, and rooted in something far more resistant than market logic. So the question now turns outward, to those who fill the stands and carry the voice of this club beyond the pitch. Are they witnessing the rise of a future captain, or something even rarer, a player who defines an era without needing the armband to prove it? What does it mean to know that Europe's giants knocked and were not just ignored, but turned away through conviction? There is a quiet power in that reality, a sense that the number 8 is not just wearing the shirt, but defending what it represents. And if this bond endures, if this choice continues to echo through the seasons ahead, then what is being built at Sunderland is not just success. It is identity sharpened, resilient, and anchored by Habib Diara at its very core.